It's Friday yet again. Another edition of Phlex Legal Bit. It's because I was watching you practice in your office.
Right before hearing it.
Just in case you don't know, he is a third-degree black belt in what's the style? Taekwondo?
It's Taekwondo, Hapkido, Jiu-Jitsu. A little bit of judo.
Like Steven Seagal when he runs like this, like that. He run like that,
How
right?
does he run, dude?
He runs like this.
No,
He does.
He does something weird with his pants up front, or is it in the back?
I'm telling you, it's like that, like he's paddling in water. Anyways.
I don't run. I don't chase after anybody.
Right. I confront them.
Yeah, right. All right, man, we got the topic here, right? The people want to know?
We do. People want to know. So, since I've been working here, I have been sifting through the files there.
You've been snooping around.
Yeah, I got a little bit black market. Right. So, kind of looking around, see some of the cases that come in, and some of them, especially because of the weather, because of the ice, car wrecks, car crashes, accidents, unfortunately happen. One particular that came in, I'm not going to mention any names. Drop it in the comments. One of the clients ended up going to their family practitioner, and then I just noticed they were kind of hesitant, saying that maybe they didn't want to, look at the case because it's a car accident. And is that something that's normally done, or they just don't want to get involved, or what's the deal with that?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I wanted to introduce myself.
I already did.
Okay. Since you already did.
Raul.
Well, first of all, I wanted to commend you for looking through the files.
Oh,
wanting to learn more. That's always extremely encouraged in any place that you go, right? Because that means the more you learn, the more you can contribute. So that's the goal of this. Recently, we did have this one young lady who was involved in an accident, and because the holidays were in the midst and the weather and all that.
Yeah.
I think we were off, and she had an accident. She called us because I did pick up. She called me
24 hours a day.
Yes, sir. And when she called, since most of these facilities that we work with, these doctors we work with, they were closed. So she went to her family practitioner. Her family practitioner knew that she was involved in an accident and didn't want to help her. So I think that's where your question comes
from. Right? So it's just like they just don't want to get their hands dirty type of thing?
Well, and it's only speculation if I would have to guess.
Objection!
Speculation. I would speculate that a lot of these family practitioners, they don't have the will or the time or the desire to go to court. Mm-hmm. And when they realize that you've been involved in an accident, they automatically think you're going to need help because insurances don't want to pay you, and you're going to need a lawyer. So therefore, there's a process that's involved when you go to court, right? Like, for example, these doctors would have to provide these records. They have to be provided by affidavit. They have to be sworn to and all that. And sometimes they do not have the capacity of the people to do that, to prepare these records and sign them off and attest to them as custodian of records and whatnot, and then get them filed in court. And once you get them filed in court, eventually you may need to have the doctor go and testify to them. The purpose of filing with an affidavit is that you hopefully will avoid bringing some witnesses, because they're already testifying by affidavit. But they still run that risk. So I can only speculate that maybe that's why they don't, because they're not in the normal practice of doing that.
Because they're gonna get tied in.
They what?
They're gonna get tied in, right?
Exactly. They don't want to spend time in court. They don't want to spend.
But you would think that'd be kind of like a violation of, don't they take a Hippocratic oath?
Yeah.
Kind of like to say, I can't help you type of thing.
I think the main thing of that oath is don't do harm. So, I don't think it's a violation. Quite frankly, I'm not too familiar with that, but I don't think there's a duty to help. Particularly if it's not an emergency.
Like life-threatening.
Yeah. Now, once you start helping, then you have duties. You have legal responsibilities. You have the duty of care to treat them, like you wouldn't normally any other patient. Mm-hmm. So you have to get the consent from the patient. You have to do meet several legal standards. But quite frankly, I'll say that right now, I'm not sure if there's a duty to help them if it's not an emergency, or even if it is an emergency. I really don't think there is. It's just the main thing is don't do harm.
I think it was,
But I'll say right now, I'm not sure. But particularly if it's not an emergency, they're not gonna help you. And if you go to the family practitioner, you didn't go to the emergency room, so it's not an emergency.
But they can always refer you maybe to a doctor that can help. Right?
They do. Sometimes they do that, and but remember, if you refer them formally, there is a record of it. So
even then, we still.
Yeah. So they may just say, look, try these people without actually, saying this person came in, I referred him so. They might just say you need this type of doctor. You may need a pain management or an orthopedic or a chiropractor, and look on Google, something like that.
See, that's where the magic of networking comes into play.
Exactio Mundio.
And we network all over the place, all over Texas.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, when someone comes to our office, what we do is we do have a network of doctors that they will not charge us up front. You know, they will not charge the client. They work with us so that we can go ahead and get, the main thing is get the people treated, get them to feel better, get them medical attention. And then thereafter, these doctors do work with us and they know they are exposed to going forward and things like that.
So is that something you recommend from right off the get-go? Like to just, you know, maybe we can recommend a doctor from the very start, or is it kind of up to their discretion?
Well, once in a while you'll get to where they do have a family practitioner, you know, that they'll see them. If not, again, you know, if you're really, really hurt, the emergency room is the best thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't know, they can't see inside you. You know, unless you go to the emergency room, they can better analyze you and evaluate you. So that's what you want to do first. If it's not that much of an emergency, you still feel in pain, you want to go to the doctor, you can do that. Or if they don't see you, that's when, you know, we get involved. I mean, we can go ahead and send you to our doctors, but we do have people we do have family clinics that will see you.
Very well trusted.
Exactly.
We only work with the best. But yeah, I was kind of thinking at first that maybe it was because, you know, maybe it was like you were saying, they were worried about maybe not getting paid, low compensation.
Yeah, you know, and I don't think like, again, if I had to guess, I don't think that's the issue because they do take Medicaid and stuff like that most of the time, and they don't pay as well as lawyers would pay them. Yeah, from a case. So I think that I would just say, look, this is not something we do. It's going to tie up my time too much, that kind of thing. I mean, we do that too. Like, we don't do criminal cases, and once in a while we'll want to do a favor for somebody. We'll try.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't involve too much of our time, because our staff just works on personal injury cases, and that's the practice we have, that's the system we have, and we're established to do that. So once in a while, when you throw a monkey wrench in there, you want to do a different type of case. To begin with, I'll get some blowback from you know who, and
the boss.
Exactly, and then we're not structured to do that. So then I have to do different things that are outside our norm. So I think it's the same thing with some of these doctors. You know, they don't do too much of that.
Yeah.
You know, they won't want to throw a monkey wrench in there.
Just kind of avoid it altogether.
Yeah, I think it's still a little sad because, you know, if it's your patient, you might want to at least give them some Tylenol or something. You know, check them out, make sure they're not.
See, that's where I thought the whole oath thing came in. She's like, you know, don't turn them away.
Yeah. You're back to something I really don't know. So.
Well, if you watch Grey's Anatomy, it's in there.
Yeah. I mean, I just know you're not supposed to do harm, right? And that I think the oath is once you start seeing somebody, you have to operate with ethics and, you know, provide proper, reasonable care.
You heard it here first. Dr. Guajardo.
Yeah, I am a doctor, you know, jurisprudence doctor.
Oh, that's what?
Legal. Doctor of jurisprudence.
That's what I thought you said. If anybody has had an accident, if anybody does have an accident anytime, I mean, weather's kind of been ugly, so just keep that in mind in case there's an injury. You do need some advice. You can give us a call at any time, open 24/7, 956-318-3200. That'll lead you right here to the main office, and you can talk to this big guy, and then he can tell you a little bit about his jiu-jitsu, and then, you know, some other stuff.
Do we have time to get an update as to how he's doing with his diet?
Yeah. Why?
Well, people want to know. That's the only reason they tune in, really.
Well, if you must know.
Yeah.
It's 11:15 and I haven't eaten in 15 minutes.
Oh, wow. So it's going well.
We're done.
Did you have any tacos this morning?
No. I was sent on a taco run.
Okay.
I licked the bag.
Okay.
I didn't eat the tacos.
Well, but I mean, it's kind of to test your endurance, right? You're going to savor those, what, $5,000 when you earn them?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And I would buy $5,000 worth of tacos. Don't forget to visit us on our social media. You're going to see this uploaded. Of course, we're doing it every single Friday. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Please be sure to follow us. If you have any friends or family that you want to jump on board, they can do so as well. But don't forget, if you need a free consultation, you can give us a call, 956-318-3200, located here in Edinburgh, in McAllen, in Brownsville, and in San Antonio, which we will be there.
Towards the end of the week, the month.
Yes. Anybody in San Antonio want to, you know, buy some donuts, grab some lunch, take a walk down the Riverwalk.
I just want to say, I mean, this is something we wanted to address today, but there are some questions that we need to address on the next show, right, Leslie? And there have been some questions that have come in, and we will address those, or we have forgotten. So this is just something that wasn't rattling in this big guy's brain, so we needed to address it.
Food. All right, until next time, thanks so much for tuning in. You can catch us here. We're with you.